Joe Schobert.
Joe, okay, great. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Joe, I'm going to take a wild guess that you were a Packers fan when you were a kid.
Very accurate wild guess.
Okay, and both your perception or the way you viewed Aaron Rodgers as a kid up to now. I know you played one game against him in Cleveland, and this will be your second game. But what has always been your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, growing up as a Packer fan, I was spoiled with Brett Favre, transition to Aaron Rodgers for my whole childhood, watching them play. And I mean, he just done a lot of great things in Green Bay. He's been MVP of the league multiple times, probably has case for multiple more. And I mean, as you get into the NFL and you understand how hard the game is and how fast and how good defenses are and defensive backs are, you just makes you appreciate it a little bit more that he's still doing it at such a high level. And he was doing it for a long time since I was in third, fourth grade. So, but then at the same time, you're up here and you see things on film. You realize he's a person. He throws the ball. He's made mistakes. He doesn't make as many mistakes as some other people, but he's still a person, can still be affected by pressure and throw some balls that are up for grabs. So we just got to be ready to take advantage of it because he will give an opportunities. He's a human, just like the rest of us.
And what's the balance between going at Aaron with the blitz or dropping people back?
I mean, I think you just gotta pick a time and a play. You got to know how the game's going. Got to have a feel for it. I mean, if you're pressuring and your pressures are getting home, any quarterback in the league is going to be thrown off their game. Obviously, he's great at recognizing defensive looks and recognizing pressures and coverages. So you got to do your best to be able to disguise that from him and keep him guessing, just second guess, clutch the ball a little bit longer. Because, I mean, growing up watching him a long time, he will hold the ball in the pocket. He will try to scramble and extend plays because he can make all the throws and he wants to make all the throws. So he'll hold the ball on a little bit long sometimes and give people opportunities to get sacks. So we got to be able to take advantage of it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Gary. We'll go to Mia O'Brien and then Cassidy Hill.
Hey, Joe, how would you assess this team, you guys, your defensive performance against the run over these last few weeks, and maybe if you've progressed, regressed, what things you maybe need to do better, especially knowing the rushing attack you are about to face?
Yeah, I think, especially the last couple, like last week, we've definitely taken some steps forward. I think when you got everybody on the field healthy and ready to go, we can be a great run defense. And it's always got to be, you got to have a next man up mentality, just the way the season's gone, not only here, but across the league with injuries, COVID lists and all that. And you got the team that's able to handle that the best and able to plug guys in and have no drop off is going to be that. I think we've struggled with that a little bit, but we've gotten better as the season's gone on. And I think taking steps in the right direction. And like you said, this week, the Packers have a great running attack. They want to run the ball. Even though they got Aaron Rodgers in the backfield, their running backs are talented and they got a stable of them. So we really got to be locked in come Sunday.
You obviously have been to a Pro Bowl before. You know all pros. You've gone against them. You've played with them. How would you assess Miles' performance this season in that same context?
Exactly. I mean, hopefully he gets the recognition he deserves. Obviously, he's missed a couple of games, and we're in the situation we're in. Just in terms of our record, but I mean, when he's in there and he's healthy, he's been playing hands down some of the best football I've ever had the privilege of playing next to a guy with. And I mean, just he's been in the system for a long time. So just from a personal level on the field, just good to be able to talk back and forth. Dude, it's just my first year in the system, and he's played my position before. So it's like communicating with two Mike linebackers out there, and I mean, he's able to just go run and hit the ball, and he does that exceptionally well.
Thank you, Mia. We'll go to Cassidy Hill and then John Osher.
Hey, Joe. Super off-topic football question here. What is it like being married to a TikTok star?
Yeah, I mean, out of all the things that come out of COVID, I think that might be one of the most surprising. Just the fact that she's garnered some attention on TikTok, and I mean, it's just fun. It's funny because she comes up with these ideas, and she's a elementary special education degree background, dealt with kids a lot in college, and was a dance teacher in Cleveland for a long time. And a very creative person. And obviously with COVID and moving and having a baby, there hasn't been a lot of time for her to get out and do some of the creative ventures that she used to. And I think this is just a little outlet that she's been able to find and use, and done a great job. And she enjoys it, but at the same time now she's like, she feels like she's getting a little writer's block in terms of posting stuff, and I can't post things every day. What are my fans gonna think? All that. So it's kind of funny to watch on the side and be a willing participant when my name's called upon as well.
Yeah, that was my next question. She hasn't held back from taking shots at you. What is that like, coming home and realizing that you're the subject of her latest viral video?
Yeah, I mean it's all in good fun. She does a good job with it, like I said, and it's good to see her having her creative juices flow and putting stuff out there, and being able to enjoy something in times like this.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you, Cassidy. And we'll finish with John Reed.
How you doing? Can you share your thoughts about going back to Wisconsin, state of Wisconsin, to play this football game Sunday?
Yeah, I mean it's just obviously I grew up there, played college football in Wisconsin. It's always going to be home for me. Grew up a huge Packers fan. It stinks. It's unfortunate that Lambeau Field will be empty, but I mean just going to Lambeau Field, driving through the neighborhood when you get there, and it just looms out of the over some of the houses as you turn a corner. I mean, it's a historic place to play. You feel the history when you get to the stadium, and it's always somewhere that's I love to play at. I love to just be in the environment, and I would love to get a win in Lambeau, especially with these guys this year.
So when was your last Lambeau game?
My first game ever, my rookie year in the preseason, was the first time I played at Lambeau, and then we played the Packers in Cleveland, I think my second year. So I only played at Lambeau that one time. But I mean, that memory will stay with me for a long time, walking on the field for the first time, suiting up in an NFL jersey. So
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
yeah, you got it.
Thank you, Joe.
Did you win either game, Joe?
I cannot remember the score of the first one. I think we lost the first one, and then we should have won the second. That was the year Aaron Rodgers got hurt. My second, when they played in Cleveland, and we lost in overtime, and we were up 21-7 in the fourth quarter. It was a heartbreaker. So unfortunately, this year will be the first. Hopefully.
Did you get a Packers jersey? Did you swap jerseys with anybody back then in 16?
No, I don't. I think I knew somebody on the team, but like this year we're playing Christian Kirksey. Kirko's on the team, so I played with him in Cleveland for a long time. So he'd be somebody I'd love to swap a jersey with, have a Packer jersey on the wall.
I realized I didn't ask Joe, since I know you are a golf fan, correct? Is that the Nike cap? Are you ready for the Masters? Who's your pick?
Yeah, I mean I'm borrowing this cap, but definitely I am a golf fan. I think the Masters in the fall is going to be something extremely interesting to watch. And I was just talking before this interview. I'm the biggest Jordan Spieth fan in the world, and it's been a rough 3 years for him and for being a fan of his. But he always plays well at the Masters, and I'm hoping he'll be able to pull some magic off. But like Tiger 2 years ago, just a good story, something like that. But I'm always going to be pulling for Jordan Spieth out there.
I like this fire chat. Now, how far is your hometown from Green Bay?
How far is it? 3.5 hours, not on game day. So a game day can be a lot longer, just going up 43 there. But.
Thank you for that fireside chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Hey, Jarrod, you grew up in Ohio and went to Michigan, so you're a Midwestern guy. What was your perception of Aaron Rodgers as you were growing up as a quarterback? And I know you were on the field. You played special teams when the Jaguars played him in 2016. And what was it like watching him play football for the first time right there on the sideline?
He's as advertised. He's just really big arm. You know, he can make every single throw on the football field. Just a big arm. Only played him that once. That was actually my first game in the league. So definitely remember him. Just big arm. Been watching film on him all week, man. He'd definitely throw it up there and give his receivers opportunities to make plays. So this is his arm.
And what's the biggest challenge going up against him? What does he seem to? I mean, there's a lot of guys with really big arms, but what separates him from everybody else?
Well, I think it's his experience too. As to have an arm like that, it's kind of like arm talent is key, but he's just experienced now. I think he's in, over year 13, 14. I'm not sure. So he's seen everything. It's not nothing that's going to go out there and surprise him. So it's really just kind of doing what you got to do, being in your right spot to make the plays, and they'll come. But I know he trusts his arm and he can make every throw. And I just know his experience is what's going to usually takes over for him.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Gary. We'll go to Mio Bryan.
Hey, Jarrod. Obviously, they have a plethora of weapons, both in the backfield and out wide. I know one of those weapons they could potentially be getting back this weekend. You previously went up against in practice in Alan Lazard. Another one that you went up against when he was also part of the team in Mercedes Lewis. Just curious, what did you learn from going up against those guys in practice? How might you be able to translate that to the game?
Yeah, so Lazard was here a couple years ago. Just big guy to be outside at a receiver, just a bigger body guy, got speed too, that can definitely get behind the defense. So definitely Lazard is a really good player. Still ascending. I know he's coming back from an injury or whatnot. So I expect to see him, and I'm sure he'll be ready. But yeah, just a bigger guy, bigger target outside. And Mercedes is just a true veteran. Learned a lot from him. Actually, I went against him a couple times one-on-one with being safeties versus tight ends. So bigger guy, definitely a pro vet, been around a long time. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Mia. We'll go to John Reed and then Cassidy Hill. I think John is frozen, so we'll start with Cassidy Hill.
Hey, Jerry. So obviously, as you said, all the things that Aaron Rodgers does well, how do you beat him? Where is his weakness?
I think honestly, in a quarterback like this, like I said, is his arm is definitely his positive. So he tries to make every single throw, and that could probably sometimes hurt a quarterback. You know, he trusts his arm no matter who's covering his receivers or whatever defense you're in. So, like I said, just being on our fundamentals and being in our spots is the way to kind of make a couple plays against him for sure. Appreciate it, bro.
It's almost like use his strength against him.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, he's seen everything. It's not nothing that's going to be new out there for him to see. It's really just executing and being on the details of our defense. That'll help us.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cassidy. And we'll wrap with John Reed.
How you doing, Jarrod?
I'm good, man.
I'm curious to get your point about there's a lot. The trend now is like teams are more prone now to go for it on fourth down. It's a higher percentage now. It's particularly on 4th and 1. What's your general thought about that? Is that a good thing for a guy like you, or what?
I don't mind. Defensively, I don't mind. It's just another rep. But I know, from an offensive standpoint, it's kind of just 1 yard. And for a long time, I know I've been playing Madden, and I don't punt on 4th down. So I don't mind going for it on 4th and 1. Obviously, it's a gamble, but the percentages are high, and it's really just a yard. So you just gotta man up and definitely get that 1 yard. However the case may be, certain teams pass, but I'm expecting a heavy run on the 4th and 1.
Any reason why you think teams are more aggressive in going for 4th now, or what?
I really just why not? You know, you want to move those chains. You're right there, just a yard away. It's no really need to concede and play the field position game. Obviously, there are situations where you have to, but shoot, it's 4th and 1. You might as well just grind it out for that yard.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jarrod.
Is Matt analytics homework?
Hmm?
Is Madden how you do your analytics homework?
No, I don't really play that much Madden as I have in the past. I don't really play Madden like that no more. I just know growing up, I never punted on 4th down regardless.
Yeah.
So I know that's just how you do it.
It feel like homework, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You could say that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Cool. Thank you, Doug.
Yep.